Welcome back. So a lot of you have actually witnessed this guy on YouTube. His name is the DogeCoin Millionaire, and I must admit I am impressed that someone was able to identify Dogecoin as a undervalued coin, not just a meme that started in 2013. He bought heavily into this coin. I think he actually had $250,000 to his name before this whole Dogecoin thing started, and he put it all of it. He put all of his money into Dogecoin. Now, nobody in their right mind would recommend that, but nevertheless, it actually was a path that actually succeeded. I think he turned his account from $250,000 and turned it into something like $2.3 to $2.4 million. That is an incredible amount of money. Now, the problem I have with the way this guy thinks is that he has a philosophy that anybody who sells is bad. Like, they have paper hands, and it's kind of a flawed philosophy, because he doesn't really quite know if this is a temporary thing. It's not as though we know for sure that Dogecoin will ever reach the old high. I think it was like that's almost 75 cents before Elon Musk appeared on Saturday Night Live. And if you ask me, I actually would say that was the high water mark. It may likely never go back to that point ever again. And so this is a guy who had the jackpot, and he literally it's kind of like he's continuing to buy lottery tickets or gamble at a casino after he already won millions of dollars. He's still doing the gambling, and that's a bad strategy, because I think that shows that the casino ultimately does win, because if the odds are against you and you're playing a game like this, you're not going to win, because he hit the jackpot. And if I were him, if anything, at least he could have diversified into other cryptos. Like, a lot of people would say, well, you should diversify outside of cryptos, like keep that to very small percentage of the account. But in any case, at least if he had put some of the money into other things, let me get to those. If he had put the money into other things like a Bitcoin and Ethereum, then I think that it would be much more likely that at least there's a lower chance of his account going to zero. Whereas as it stands now, with putting all of the money into Dogecoin, seems like a really risky endeavor, because since this was a meme and it was intended as a joke, and there doesn't seem to be any real use or purpose of Dogecoin, I think that it's very unlikely that he will be as rich as he is today. He was actually on the Graham Stephan show, and I remember Graham was telling him that he should sell at least some of it. I actually would have said sell 95 or maybe 100. I was actually say 100%, but I know this guy's he's very committed, and he's making videos telling other people why. It's kind of funny. He actually made a video where he uses Warren Buffett references as to why you should not sell the Dogecoin, which is a little bit odd considering Warren Buffett is not a fan of cryptocurrencies at all. He said, well, Warren Buffett said when other people are fearful and things look bad, that's when you should buy. But actually, that's not even really what Warren Buffett follows. If Warren Buffett doesn't buy any old junk stock just because it went down a lot, I mean, if that were the case, he would buy all the penny stocks that went down 70%. So that's really not the right mindset. Also, he at least acknowledges that greed is a big problem. Like, I think he said when everybody was talking about Dogecoin and said it's going to make them rich, he actually agreed that was kind of a scary thing, because you never really know if this is going to continue when all of that excitement and hoopla is going on. But actually, if you look at the chart, since that high point from when Elon Musk appeared on Saturday Night Live, it has not returned anywhere near that. It's true that all the cryptos crashed, but Dogecoin seems particularly weak. I don't think that it really has any kind of staying power. And I noticed all of the memes and a lot of the people who are pumping that, a lot of the people have disappeared, and I think that's shows it's kind of like a classic pump and dump that you see with penny stocks. I think one problem that the DogeCoin Millionaire has is that he doesn't really realize that he's literally become kind of a victim of the pump and dump scheme, but it's on a coin instead of a penny stock, because this is like a classic move that people say that this is going to go to the moon and you're going to get instantly rich, and it actually happened in this case. But the problem is that I guess it's just not that fun to, I'll admit, it's actually not that fun to click the sell button when you're doing so well, because you think, oh well, why would I click the sell button? This is really going in my direction. Maybe it's just going to continue. And so that's a really tough thing to do. I think many of you may have also feel that you have a similar kind of feeling that the DogeCoin Millionaire. You're like, oh, I'm already at 2.4 million. All right, I'm gonna just hang in there, and I'll be at 10 million sooner rather than later. But the problem is that while prices can be irrational for some period of time, maybe a few weeks, few months, over a long period of time, things tend to gravitate towards closer to what they're worth or their scarcity. And there's really nothing scarce about Dogecoin. For one thing, it does allow for inflation, which I think is a big problem. I mean, if you're going to get into something that's risky like cryptocurrencies, you don't really need to experiment with something that allows for inflation. The whole point is for something that is safer, that's protecting your money. You're trying to get away from the man who inflates your money away, the Federal Reserve, things like that. Whereas with this, I don't see any kind of unique thing that Dogecoin has with regard to that. Secondly, if the investment is based upon a meme philosophy, you have to remember that memes are temporary in nature. They're cool for a while, but no meme is really good for a long period of time. They get boring and stale, and that will be true with this currency as well, because it isn't cool like it was in the beginning. After a while, I've gotten bored of it. I don't even want to hear anybody talk about it. In fact, I almost didn't want to make the video, because that shows you the sentiment. If nobody is interested in this thing anymore because it really serves no purpose, it can't go up, and it doesn't really serve a purpose. Despite what Elon Musk has said, I think he said that he will allow people to buy Teslas with Dogecoin. I highly doubt anybody is buying a Tesla with a Dogecoin. So it all goes back to the idea that this token serves no useful purpose. Ethereum does serve a purpose. It allows for smart contracts, and it allows for the rise of NFTs. And NFTs are probably just one part of this growing movement of the smart contracts. The other issue is, of course, the Bitcoin is the one key feature is the deflationary nature of that crypto. That's why people want it. Whereas when you talk about Dogecoin, the only thing that is there is the cool icon, the dog, and yeah, people like that. That's what caused the whole meme. So I think that even though a lot of us can feel bad for the DogeCoin and Millionaire, and he's still saying he's not going to sell, even despite the fact that I think, and he's closer to the $1 million range where he was just a multi-millionaire a few days ago. I think it's important to learn this lesson. You don't have to experience the pain of making the same kind of mistakes. You have to have like an exit plan in mind, especially for some of these very speculative cryptos. If you hit the jackpot, you have to know that you can't stay in the casino for too long. At that point in time, the casino will win, and that's because the market knows a lot more than you do. And if the market says that Dogecoin is going down and isn't worth anything, and it doesn't seem like it's getting a bid, well, maybe it's because the market knows a lot more than any of us. So that's my lesson for today. I hope you smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.